Camila Domingues, and I'm with winneriscoming.net. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Doing
Living the
great, doing
dream.
great. Just enjoying this wonderful chat all about those about to die, which is excellent. Wonderful job in the series. I had a few questions, and starting as Jojo, you play Domitian, and he's a pivotal character, just from being historical and just the weight of the character it's himself. How did you approach playing him, and what research did you do?
Sure. There's a lot written about Domitian. He's an incredibly interesting man, and there's a lot of quite mad history about him, some of which I assume is true, some of which I assume is false. I think research-wise, so much of the work was done for me when I landed in Rome, and the first thing I did was went up the Palatine Hill and somehow stumbled across Domitian's bedroom, and you end up stood in the place where he was stood, which made the entire thing this incredibly immersive experience. The whole filming process, for me, I was there for almost 9 months of living like a Roman as a Roman, which was kind of amazing.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Yeah. That must have been quite the just experience being, standing somewhere where, the person you're portraying has stood in history. That's insane. And Tom, as Titus, again, what kind of inspired you to play Titus? Did you dig a little deeper into the character because he's also a very historical figure? How did you handle getting ready for your role?
I think in truth, the show is what attracted me to the show. You look at who's involved and knowing Roland's work and the scale of it, and imagining him bringing that to the Roman Empire at any point, and then particularly a part of history within the Roman Empire that's not necessarily always had the light shone upon it. And you think about what happens in that period of time, and then you throw into the mix Antony, and the show was something that you just thought, I want to be part of that ride. And in terms of Titus, I think actually I found him quite a hard nut to crack, in truth. Particularly, I think he's kind of carved out an image of himself as a warrior, but he's not singularly that. And so you kind of have to look at the context of the time politically, but also his position as next in line to the throne. And then the way-in for me was his naivety, his political naivety, but also his blind loyalty to his brother, and believing his brother against his better judgment. And then it kind of kept leading me back to the boy that he was. And now I was like, well, I imagine him to be quite, and it's only my interpretation, I imagine him to be quite a sensitive young lad. And then him kind of looking at his father and realizing his role and what he needs to play. And for me to find those contradictions, I needed whoever was playing Vespasian to be, bringing a lot of complexity and gravitas and experience to the role. And then they go, oh yeah, it might just be the best actor that ever lived. And you go, okay,
Right.
cool. This is going to be fine then. This is going to be fine. So, Titus wasn't the easiest, but I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the challenge of that. And we were fortunate that we got to do a lot with Anthony early on. And that really helped me kind of cast Titus in Vespasian's image a lot.
Yeah, no, that's great. And both of you nailed your roles in the show. Again, you did a wonderful job with the series. And the last thing before our time is up, if you could describe, this is for both of you, if you could describe the series as a whole in only 3 words, what words would you choose?
But just to take that viral kind of thought of how I can just think about Rome. Rome every day. There you go. That's
From
fine.
every day. Love it. What about you, Jojo?
Massive thrill ride. There you
Massive
go.
thrill ride.
Massive
I love
thrill
it.
ride.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much just for doing such a wonderful job in the series. Great job.
Thank
And
you so
I'll
much.
talk to you guys some other time.